Hey, what's up, brothers? This is Jonathan Wynne, chaplain with the Detroit Pistons. Just honored to participate in this video, trying to send a message to you, words of encouragement, the same way we do before every game. And just wanted to remind you that there's nothing that can contain us when our spirit is free. And, in fact, one of the last times we got together and we talked about in Matthew 16 when Jesus asked that critical question, who do men say that I am? And they gave him all kinds of answers, but then he went and got specific and asked them, but who do you say that I am? And we talked about the importance of trying to comprehend and understand who God is through our senses, sight and sound and taste and touch and all of those kinds of things. Well, that's what this coronavirus situation is reminding me of. We cannot interpret God through our senses. In other words, the things that we see, the things that we feel and experience, that does not define or contain God. God can only be known through revelation. In other words, he has to reveal himself to us. And so as we are trying to understand how the world has changed since we last got together. I mean, the last 2 weeks, the world is very different now. And we want to take advantage of this time to really try to understand God. And the way we understand God is to invert ourselves. We are tripartite beings, meaning we have a spirit, we have a soul, we have a body. But we have been conditioned to let our bodies lead us. In other words, we go by what our flesh dictates, our senses, if you will, how we see things, what we experience, what we can touch and taste, and all of those kinds of things to dictate how we see life. But I believe that if we really allow our spirits to dominate as God really intended, because God is a spirit, and as those who worship him, we have to do it in spirit and in truth. I believe if we do that, then God can really begin to open himself up to us and reveal who he actually is. And in times like these, we really need to know who he is and just continue to let our relationship with him develop so that we don't become victims to every situation that occurs in life. We can live above the circumstances. So these things that we're experiencing, I believe that God is allowing us to experience them so that he can get our attention. He really wants to have a powerful relationship with us. He wants to speak to our spirit so that we can feel confident that nothing that we go through can by any means hurt us. And also we can go beyond that, meaning that when we understand our relationship with God and understand who he is to us, it helps us to be able to be used as a blessing to others. We have to remain grounded in who he is. We can't let any kinds of viruses or colds, flu, any of those things, we can't let it shake us. We have to know that even in the worst case situation, we still win. Because to live is Christ, but to die is gain. So even if the worst case scenario occurs, we have to feel very confident to know that we're living with God for eternity. And so, man, I just wanted to encourage you guys and let you know that we're looking forward to getting back to our old routines, but we want to do it in a new way. And so I believe during this time we should open ourselves up, let God speak to your heart, be a blessing to your family, rekindle those broken relationships we may have in our lives, revisit the thoughts that may have gotten off track. We can always improve. We can always go to a higher level. I believe that God has given us this opportunity. And so I'm just honored to be a part of what God is doing in the NBA, what he's doing in your life. And I'm honored to have you to be a part of what he's doing in my life.